video, which I'm going to link in the description of this podcast, because what it talked about was something that you and I both agree on, where it's like the crucial moments in a person's life is moments of reflection, moments of boredom that forced you to be creative.
Oh, what is this from?
The Cold Fusion video, where it was like, he was talking about like how kids nowadays, instead of having these moments.
What is Cold Fusion?
It's just the name of the channel.
Oh,
it's this Australian dude.
Because I remember listening to it, because I remember what you just said. Like, him talking about.
So basically, they had on these scientists who were studying children, and it's just like a snippet he pulled from the internet. And these scientists were saying that the kids coming up nowadays have less empathy for one another, which is why there's like cyberbullying and all this, like, you know, Facebook is a toxic culture, and all these other like social media platforms that are honestly creating more harm than they are good at this point. And that one of the reasons behind it is that these kids, instead of having moments of reflection, instead of having moments of boredom and thinking with their thoughts and understanding themselves, they can now distract themselves with a phone at any moment.
Yeah.
So they can get dopamine hits from likes on Instagram and Facebook and whatever, and they can go on YouTube and like just numb themselves to never actually thinking about how they're feeling.
Never self-reflecting.
Yeah, they're not analyzing themselves.
A lot of people are scared to do that.
If you're not self-reflecting, that means you have less empathy for other people.
Yeah.
So then you're immediately going to come from the place of, fuck this inconsiderate piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you're being the inconsiderate piece of shit because you're not reflecting on yourself. You're not realizing that you're being selfish in a particular way.
Yeah, which I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know what triggered it, but it was like the paradox of being selfish. Because if you tell me, Kevin, if you're like, Joey, you're being selfish, you're technically being selfish to tell me that I'm being selfish, you know?
I want time with you or whatever.
So that's you being selfish.
Yeah.
Telling, like, so it is a mindfuck. Not to say that I might not be being selfish. I think, like, honestly, I'm a pretty selfish person.
I mean,
to love yourself more. What is that King Lois line?
Yeah, it ain't selfish to love yourself more, because if you loved you more, maybe you could love a few more.
And I think that is true, because
open up a few doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember all the words.
But that is true, because it's like, I say selfish, but I mean, like, you have to put yourself first. Everyone does. Yeah. You got to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself, and then you can take care of other people.
Yeah, then you could.
If you're drowning, you can't save another person from drowning.
No, for sure. Exactly. Put on your oxygen mask first.
Yes. Put on your oxygen mask first in the airplane before you help the person next to you.
And it's like,
because if you both pass out before neither one of you get it on, then you're fucked.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are looking for people to put on their fucking oxygen mask for. You know, a lot of people are looking for, you know, someone to save them or whatever. Like, well, I'm just gonna meet her and she's gonna make everything okay.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
She don't want to be saved.
As the wise words of Jermaine Cole.
But no, but I really think, if you know, as cheesy as it sounds, you learn to love yourself and you learn to take care of yourself and love where you're at and appreciate that, then you're able to help other people and you're able to be a better friend to people and be more aware.
Dude, people will literally learn without you telling them anything. We'll just learn from watching you do
But
shit.
There are people that do the opposite, because there is, you know, you can get a really big self-esteem boost or whatever from helping others, and that's great, and you should help others. But I've met a couple people where all they do is they help others and they invest in others, but they never invested in themselves. And then when I realized that, because I automatically assume, I'm like, oh, you invest so much in other people, you must have invested a lot in yourself. And then I've realized they're like, no, I hate myself. That's why I help other people to like not. I'm like, dude, that's some dark shit.
That's some dark shit.
And like, I'm thinking of one person in particular. I'm not going to name names, but that still was shocking to me, because I'm like, you help so many people, and then you're telling me that you really don't love yourself, and you try to just love other people and that's awesome. And I admire what you're doing for others, but it is interesting that your motive is the opposite of what I thought. And it's basically masking, you know, this, you know, you can't love yourself, but you know how to love others.
Yeah.
Which is
but that's what the thing is, like, do you really love others if you don't love yourself? Yeah. Because you can only understand how to love another person.
Yeah, is it like a superficial love? Like, it's more of like,
I think it is superficial. You know, I think it becomes an ego thing.
And that's the whole thing about, like, just saying the right things. Like, say it because, you know, that's just the right thing to say. Well, if it's bullshit, it's not going to resonate with the person. Like, oh, I should tell her she looks nice, even though I hate that fucking shirt she's wearing. Oh, your shirt looks so nice. It's like people are just like, oh, you basically told me my shirt sucks without saying it.
Yeah.
Where you're better off just telling them, like, bro, that shirt,
ditch it.
That ain't it, chief.
Yeah, this ain't it, chief. Yeah. No, I agree. I think like people can feel when you're being authentic.
Yeah.
And that is so important of like this shit needs to come from a place of true understanding. And there's a reason why we can talk about this shit forever, and it's because we've learned it and ingrained it in our own lives. We're not fronting here. Like we've gone through hard shit
this is
to
like
get
just
to where we're
everyday
at.
shit.
This is just what we do. This is what we do here.
Like
this
y'all,
is why,
y'all missing out that we aren't mic'd up 24/7 because me and Kevin be having some golden conversations.
We always have fun
and some
conversations like
fucking
this.
having a blast.
But that's the cool thing is that like we found each other and we were already kind of on the same wavelength, and then we've only like amplified each other's frequency.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like since I've been here, part of the reason why I keep leveling up, so to speak, is because of you. And the same way that I feel like I have an impact on you to level up.
We both help each other out.
We just
in
push
so many
each other.
ways. Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. And like I couldn't have asked for a better person to figure out this whole journey with than you, honestly. I'm so grateful, bro.
No, man, it's been a fucking wicked wild ride. And I think like just the universe like rewards you, man. If you take the leap, like 4 years ago, I moved to Chicago, like not very far, just like an hour in the suburbs, but got out of my parents' house, saved up money, moved on my own, and just knew that I wanted to be an artist. And I wanted in particular be a musician and invest in myself and just spend time, figure it out. And I got comfortable with being the starving artist. And it's like, man, when I took that leap, it's just like so many things just fell into place. When a lot of people in my life at the time, like a girl I was dating, my dad telling me, oh, it's not going to work out. Good fucking luck finding an apartment. Fucking found an apartment right off the bat. It was like gold. Met some really cool people. And yeah, and it's just like little things just fall into place. And people can be like, to me, it's like synchronicity.
White privilege.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's only white privilege. Nothing you did means anything because you're white.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, it is.
I know. I'm kidding.
I know for
I'm just
sure.
saying that there's some people are going to be like, well, easy
that's
for
fine.
you to
well,
say.
I got a
as
bunch of
straight
white friends
male.
still living in their fucking parents' basement. So what's their privilege? And I mean, I guess it's privilege to live in your parents' basement. But that's white privilege too.
I guess.
I don't know. As long as you're white, you got white privilege. And I'm not denying it. I'm like, no,
sure.
there's definitely
There's
some
definitely
privileges,
white privilege,
but I'm
for
still out here fucking grinding, working for my shit. And when I get there, you know, once again, if you come at me with that bullshit and say, oh, it's because you're white, I'm just going to laugh and walk away. I'm not even going to engage you because I'm just going to, my brain's going to go, oh, he's talking shit. He said that, uninformed.
Projecting, man.
Bulletproof, bro.
Yeah, I'm
this soul is bulletproof.
Well, it's like what Charlemagne and like, you know, I have my gripes with Charlemagne, but it's like what Charlemagne says is like, if you own your own truth, nobody can touch you.
Yeah.
Like nobody can
unfuckwittable.
Yeah, nobody can fuck with you when you're just being 100% yourself. And it's like they can not like it. That's fine, but they really can't hate on what you're doing because you're being authentic and true to yourself.
And dude, and sometimes it's the hardest thing. It's the easiest thing in the world, but also the hardest thing to just be yourself. Like it's so easy to be yourself when you're around the right people and right circumstance. But sometimes it's hard in our society just to like the easiest thing, just be yourself because everyone's telling you to be something different and everyone's asking you to portray this. And with Instagram and all this social media, we're all trying to put on this like portray like this. Oh, like this looks like that. We're like trying to make this image, which that is so weird to me.
It's not real,
because
man.
I understand like companies do that. There's a marketing strategy. There's all this branding. Even as an artist, like, oh yeah, Drake's got to look cool. He's got to be. There's got to be pictures of him popping bottles in the club. We can't have Drake fucking reading books at the library and shit. And which like I disagree, but I understand that people are trying to. You have to build this image, but the average person doesn't have to do that, and they shouldn't. And even companies, that's false branding. Because then when I find out that your fucking brand is fake and you guys said you were all organic and you guys are using some fucking bullshit.
How many Samsung ads need to be tweeted from an iPhone before we realize who's the king? I'm just saying.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying.
Shots fired.